Alright, let me check my connection. Should be working. I don't know why I keep picking you guys. Apparently, I'm not good at stuff like this. Waiting. But we gotta give it some patience. Yeah, we gotta give it some patience. Oh, guess it's good now. Let's go back. Yep, it's good.